Welcome back. Domain-2 Technologies and Tools, Protocol and Services SNMP Practice Lab. Lab requirements: VMware or VirtualBox, Windows Server 2016 Domain Member Server, so Workstation 8.1 or later Domain Workstation. So task for the lab: we can see how to install the monitoring software and installing and configuring SNMP, performing a network inventory. So first we are going to see installing the monitoring software. So just give you a brief explanations about SNMP. So SNMP is a simple network management protocol which communicate a protocol that lets you monitor and manage network device, including routers, switches, servers, printers, and other devices that are IP enabled, all through a single management system or software. If the network device is SNMP capable, you can enable and configure it to detect to start collecting information and monitor as many network devices as you want from a single point. SNMP is a SNMP managed device, also called as agent, listening to UDP port 161 for SNMP requests, so which are forwarded to SNMP managed stations that runs proprietary software for interpreting the data received from agents. So in this exercise we're going to see how to install a network monitoring program, so and use it query an SNMP service that we will install the configure on our server, on this lab setup servers. So let's go for it. So the software name is a Dude. Install the Dude server monitor software. Okay, so now is a Windows 8.1, so workstation. So I have already downloaded the software. The Dude software is a free software, so I can download it. You can just go to find it at Google. So what is the Dude? Is a free network software for Microsoft Windows that offers network monitoring, network mapping, and more. It will automatically scan all devices within specified subnets, draw and lay out a map of your network, monitor service of your device, and alert you in some of service has problem. So you can just Google it. So to get the installer. So let's go for it. So just install the Dude software. Okay, agree. So just choose components, click next, proceed with the default settings. So this one, the default settings is okay. So you can also choose the installation destination folder, so whatever you want. So I just leave it as it is. Okay, close it. So this one is okay. So now yes, the program worked correctly. Okay, now close it here. Okay, so this one is done. So we are now going to do the second task, installing and configuring SNMP. So normally, so when the Dude application is installed on this machine, so on the Windows workstation, you can just complete the steps on the server to install and configure on SNMP agent. So to do so we need to connect the member server. So I'm going to connect member server now. Okay, so now this is a member server. So I successfully connected the member server. So the member server, so we are going to add rules. Here you can also try here, add and feature rule. So proceed next. Select installations type. You can just proceed on the destination. So this is a default setting, keep a default setting. Next, the select destination server, keep default setting. Next, on the server select server rule, just keep default settings. So next, so here the select features, we have to select SNMP services. SNMP service. So here just add feature SNMP services. So notice that SNMP is added. So proceed next. Oops, sorry. So there is one more services we have to try. So just previous one, the same SNMP, you need to expand the SNMP services. Just make sure you select SNMP WMA provider. So because the by default is not enabled, so you need to make sure, make a tick mark, and then next. So now we can confirm the installation. So we can now close it. So the notification on top right corner, you can see the process is going on. So we will now go to tools, select services. So in the services window, we can now check SNMP services here. So right click. So you can see it's running here. So after that, you can now go to properties. How to make sure the local system account, and then select the agent here. So here the service, under the service section, so make sure the physical, it should be enabled, then application, and then end-to-end. So just remove the internet feature. So only the three things, so physical, applications, and end-to-end. So then proceed, apply, and click OK. Sorry, one more thing we need to add this, the community name. Same thing, you need to select the SNMP services and go back to the traps. You need to click the traps, and then you have to enter the community name, anything like a password. So this is the community name function as a password and is case sensitive, so it is important thing. So make sure you enter the same value, so whenever it is required. Okay, so let's say I entered that so okay, classroom. So we can now click the add to list. We can enter anything like a password, your own password thing, own community name, anything. So we can click OK. We have now successfully added. So you can see here. So under the trap destinations, we need to click the add. So here the SNMP service configuration, so you need to enter the anything, the host name, so client. So because I'm using the Windows 8, so I'm just typing there, client, add it. So we can now, after completing this, just click apply, and then we can now go to the security tab. So here we can click the add button. So under the accept and community, I mean the send authentications, add button. So here is a set as default setting, so read only. So the community name is very important. this function classroom. So you should recall it the same what I did before, what I entered before. So then proceed, click OK, so click add. So now we successfully add. So now back to the same service window. So here we need to make sure the accept SNMP packet from this host. So we need to going to add the host host name. For that, click add. So IP address or host name, anything. Add button, press add. So we have now added successfully. So 8.1, I mean the Windows 8. So we can now click OK, apply, OK. So we have now successfully installed the SNMP service and configured successfully. So we are going to see performing a network inventory. So we are going to see now performing a network inventory. So we will now going to use the Dude software that we installed earlier on Windows 8 to perform a network inventory. So let's go for it. So let's connect the Windows 8 machine now. Okay, now this is a Windows 8 machine. So we can now just double click the Wireshark, which I have already installed. Let's close this window. Can just remind me later, so it's alright. Can now grab the capture options. So we can now make sure the available Ethernet. So we can now select the Ethernet, the first one, which is the active. So now going to start. So the scanning is started. So while Wireshark is running, so we can now go to start. Let's try open the Dude software. Dude. So let's try open the Dude software here. So now we can going to, so just click the discovery here. So on the device discovery, here we are going to click the discover option here. So you can leave it as default settings and click the discover option. So it's now please wait for while the Dude software is scanning the network. So it's already started. Here you can see. So it's scanning one by one. So the scanning status on the low portion of the screen. Here's 35%. So now, so let's wait for some time. So once it's completed, we'll switch back to this Wireshark capture. So we can check the protocol. Okay, now it's completed successfully. It's connected. You can see. So all discover devices. So it's found. You can see on the display. So okay, just minimize here. So you can switch back to Wireshark. You can just click stop button. So we can now check that which protocols are used to discover network hosts and services. So let's say, so the SNMP, you can click apply. So we can now check the click the blue color, so anything. So apply as a filter, something like that. So here we can look for an SNMP trap message, then expand the SNMP packet details to note that is reporting an authentication failure. So here what I notice here, so Windows 8.1 has been configured to receive SNMP traps, but the Dude software has not been configured with the correct SNMP community name, and so cannot pull information. The member server information. So we can now switch back to the Dude software here. So in the switch, so once you open the Dude software, so you can see the information has been discovered here. So just right click on the server, the 250 here. Settings. So you can now see that 192.168.0.250. You can just click here, OK. So then right click the member server here, settings, in general tab. We can now select the V2. So here the SNMP, you can locate to the SNMP profile. So there you have to select V2 public, then click single dot here, the single dot is a 3 dot, single dot. So then we need to configure. So here we need to configure. So the name we created, classroom. So this is what we created on our member server. So we need to do the same thing on Windows server through the software, right? So community as a classroom. So case sensitive, so we need to make sure. Classroom. So make sure the community name is a case sensitive. So then V2 or dash class. So you need to edit. Click OK. So we can now back in the member server wizard. So we can now click OK. So we can now click the discover button. So there we can click the discover again. So let's wait for here that the bottom status bar, you can see here is progress is started, the network scan is started again. So let's wait for some time. So it's scanning now. So we just play around with the tools, the free tool. There is a lot of free tools around, so you can just download and then try more practice so that you remember the steps and then what we are actually doing. So everything. So you just play around on your practice on your test machine. So So it's completed. So you can see once the scan is completed, so you can see here, so is a member server. So here you can see the difference. So the last time it started scanning, so it takes some time to complete. So it just displays this system metric of member server. So that just place the cursor, or here you will see, you will get more information. You can also tap here. So you can get more information here. So settings. So on the member server, on the settings, you can click the SNMP. So SNMP, you can see that you can browse the information that has been collected. So Hyper-V. So here you can see the can also click the IP address informations and the routing information. So and then ARP. So here you can see the tab one by one. So it's all about the member server. So when you scan, you can use this tool, Dude software tools, to get I mean, you can use scanning, network scanning, to find more information. So that's it guys. So we have successfully installed and configured SNMP monitoring. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So please subscribe my channel, share the video if you like. Thank you so much guys. We will see more lab videos and later on videos, so that you guys can understand, so you can play around with that labs. Okay, bye bye, see you.